It's money the moment you sign it. Except for value, exempt from levy, signature date. Done. I created money. Now, who can do anything with that? We have checks, we have Federal Reserve notes or cash, we have credit cards, debit cards. All these transactions represent the creation of debt, and the debt is the money. Now, when you get into modern money mechanics, nowhere in there does it say that the funds go from Bob's bank account into my bank account. That is the huge misconception that everyone thinks, oh, you write a check, you take the check down to the bank, and zim, zam, zoom, some money flows through a wire and arrives at my bank account. And that's not what happens. The minute you put your quarters into the vending machine, they're in escrow. Okay? They're right? They're being held by a third person. Who's the escrow agent? The owner of the machine. There's a condition which must be met. The condition is I'm going to select the Twinkie, or I'm going to get my return of my funds. And so what we're going to talk about today is money, how it's created and how it moves through the banks. And from your understanding of how money works, you'll understand exactly how to fill the forms out correctly by just reading the instructions that the IRS gives you and not listening to some other person telling you, yeah, and you put this information here and you put this information here, and it seems to be completely contradictory to the instructions. Labor. The IRS has never taxed you for your labor, ever. What are we doing with 1099-A? We're identifying the interest. Yeah, I'm not telling you anything that's not out there for you to just go read that the government gave it to you. If we let a bunch of debtors just create fucking money anytime they want, what's that going to create? That's going to make a bottle of water cost $1 million. If all you're doing is trading cash back and forth, is that taxable? Yeah, because it's banking. See, you didn't realize you're a bank.
Unibank.
Any transaction you authorize out of that account creates a security. What happens if you don't claim this back? You just created debt. Okay, yeah. This security outstanding and not coming back to you creates debt. Every time you spend money in public, you're creating debt. If you don't get it back, the debt just gets bigger and bigger. Probably something happened at the end of the last bankruptcy that this may have been part of the resolution of the new debt, was that they were going to hold these securities that we're creating and not return that. Date, pay this amount, pay it to this guy from this account. There's my signature. I authorized the creation of credit. Because whenever you're using the asset side of the account, you should be in control of the trust. To do that, you can't just at whim create money. If we let you do that and we let all the debtors do that, we'd be in a lot of trouble. But if you got a debt, we'll discharge it. I've got zero debt. Yeah, I had a 0 credit score. So they're like, why would we give you money? I'm like, why wouldn't you? I don't owe anybody. Yeah, when you sign a traffic ticket, it's a money order. What is a law called before it becomes a law? It's a bill. If you do anything but accept it, what's that make you? A debtor. Happens. You're never buying anything. You're exchanging interest. In fact, if we wouldn't have gone to a fiat currency, I guarantee you we would not have the world we have right now. Your fear will be what brings you down and holds you back. Just like, and this DA investigator came up and he showed me my non-domestic instrument and he said, did you sign this instrument? Or did you sign this promissory note? I said, is there a defect in that promissory note? Is there something wrong with it? If we're always approaching everything as creditors, forget about all the financial crap, forget about the 1099s, forget about the GSA forms. If I'm always coming to you as a brother, in loving, caring, compassionate, and we all start coming at each other that way, Yeah, you're going to transform the world. It's just being a creditor has nothing to do with the technology. Your performance determines whether or not you've contracted. Everyone in every nation is sovereign. Did you know that? What he did, the Emancipation Proclamation had nothing to do with freeing slaves, had everything to do with confiscating the enemy's property. The actual Bible is the commercial manual for everything that's happening first. If you're not coming from being a creditor with all the people in your life, it's trying to do it in commerce is going to be an exercise in futility. Because you're automatically going to fall back to controversy. You're automatically going to fall back to adversarial proceedings. You're automatically going to put up defenses. You're automatically going to take a position. And these are all things that debtors do.